Alright, so now that Resident Evil 4 Remake has been out for a while and people have kind of played the game and kind of got their own opinions of it, and there is there's a huge amount of praise for the game, so it's definitely done well, and it's safe to say that most of the remakes we have now are very, very good and very well made. But I think we're now getting to the territory where the games that are next to be done are very diverse in terms of popularity, in terms of opinion on how they are, and just like the scale of them as well. So I think now more than ever is the time to probably take a step back and work on a new game rather than releasing another remake. It goes without saying that there probably will be another one at some point. Again, I'm more than willing to bet it's going to be 5, but for now, I believe it's probably the best time to take a break and do the next game in the series. And I want to talk about the next game. It's probably RE9, but I do really want to talk about that because the story that we got left with in Village is such a big deal across the whole of the franchise, and they really need to kind of get that part of the storyline done because it is such a big part of it. So just to recap on what happened at the end of Village, you find out that the BSA that went into the village to kind of contain Miranda and the Megamycete weren't actually humans, they were bioweapons. And the big thing about that is, the BSA, which was kind of made by Chris and the original cast of characters like Jill and such, was against bioterrorism. That was the whole point, to fight against it and prevent it. And now the BSA is using them. It does kind of lead you to assume that the company is corrupt. Understandably, Chris is pissed at the end of the game and just orders his team to go straight into the headquarters in Europe to find someone to hold responsible for it. And that is such a big part of the storyline across the entire franchise. I think RE9 is probably going to be a good opportunity to also close up some character storylines. It's no question that there'll be some new characters introduced. I do firmly believe we'll probably play as a well-known character in RE9, whether it's Chris or Jill or anyone who has massive involvement in the BSAA across the whole series. That's a lot of people. Jill, Chris, Barry, Rebecca, all those people were massively involved in that group. So it could be anyone. It could really be anyone. There could be new characters. We could see Rose come back in some way, but I really do think the playable character will be a old character, and I do think they'll probably take the opportunity there to give some closure to maybe one or two of them and open the door to newer characters. But with that, moving back to the remake topic, it is a difficult thing to do now after RE4. Like, Resident Evil 4 is like the perfect balance of horror and survival horror elements as well as combat. And after that, you've obviously got Resident Evil 5, which is primarily a combat game. And then of course, after that, you've got RE6. That one, I have different opinions on it. I really don't think they'll remake it in the same vein that they have right now. And I do want to make a video about RE6 separately. But 5 is probably the next logical step. And I feel like they could definitely use the 4 remake as the groundwork for that game. Obviously 4 has naturally got some more survival horror moments and some more kind of intense moments than 5, but the combat sections are done very well in Resident Evil 4 remake, very well, and that has to do with the parry system, the over-the-shoulder perspective, and all of the new RE engine stuff, and that could definitely be relayed into RE5 very, very well. Obviously we've got Code Veronica as well, which is a big one. Do I think that's going to happen? I've made a video previously. It probably will. I'm not a big fan of the game anyway, but there's no doubt that at some point it will probably happen because of just the demand for it. But I think after those two specifically, you're really in like some difficult territory for remakers in general. I've been talking to a bunch of you guys in stream and stuff like that, and a lot of us do kind of sit on the same boat where the next game that we see will probably be a new one anyway. RE4 is a big game, and I think following that up with a remake of 5 or a different game immediately after probably isn't the best move, and I do feel like RE9 will definitely be the next release. That's pretty much going to wrap it up. Overall, I do think that it is time to take a break. I do strongly believe the next release we'll see is a new game in the series, but I could be wrong. Obviously, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you want to see remakes continue? Is there any other games that aren't kind of rumored to be remade that you want to see? It could be the original game, could be 0, anything like that. Do you want to see a Code Veronica remake, a 5 remake, a 6 remake even? Or would you rather them move on and make newer games in the series? Let me know. But as always, thank you all for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you are new for brand new RE content most days. And I'll catch you in the next one.